G'day, and welcome everyone to Pattaya Down Under. And I'm not on my own now. Ada's finally back.
I'm back.
From his boys' trip. Welcome back, Ada.
Back from Bali.
You missed the real big 8-minute episode that I did.
I appreciate you holding down the fort while I was gone.
So we read out the last email from Moz. Anyway, how was your trip anyway?
Yeah, it was all right. Look, Bali's it's good fun. It was a bit of fun. I definitely, people are quite often, or people from Australia mainly, because Bali's a hot spot for Australians, quite often compare Bali to Thailand. There's no fucking comparison. Thailand shit's all over the place. Like, Bali was nice. It was great. One of my mates that was there he's a bit of an advocate for Bali. And I said to him, mate, fucking Thailand's here. Oh, Thailand's fucking shit. He's married. Thailand's fucking shit. I said, mate, you got no idea. You got no idea.
And he's been to Thailand a few times?
He's only been once. He went there for his sister's wedding, and they stayed in Phuket, and they were just a bunch of bogans getting drunk in Phuket. So anyway, so I just said, look, I think the only thing I liked about Bali that probably Thailand doesn't do as well are the day clubs and the beach clubs and stuff like that. They're pretty good, but everything else, fucking hell, mate. Like, walking the street, it's like, so, you have areas of Bali. You have Kuta, Legi and Seminyak, which are probably the main touristy spots. But imagine cramming, Koh Samui, Phuket and Pattaya all in one fucking small island. It was just hectic. It took us in a taxi 30 minutes to travel 3 kilometres. Wow. It's just, and you walk in the streets and fucking motorbike taxis come past, bipping their horn. No. And it's no, you have to be really stern with them, In Pattaya, for example, the motorbike taxis sit on their bike. You walk past them, motorbike taxi, no, thank you, that's it. These guys,
they hassle
virtually, not hassle you a lot. Like back in the old days of Bali, it used to be worse. But even they've got like a Bluebird, it's called, similar to Uber or Grab or what's the other
Jolt.
one? No, Bolt.
Bolt.
Similar to those ones, where you book your own car and you stay on the side of the road, you book it, you'll wait 5 minutes for a car and there will be 10 or more other taxis drive past. They'll pull up, wind down their window, toot their horn at you. You want to, no, I'm waiting for a Bluebird. How much? I do better price. Fuck off. Like, they're just, it did my head in. It really did my head in. So Bali, it was a boys' trip. I was outvoted. And these guys, most of them have partners. So there's just no way that they'll go home and go to their partners. Oh, I'm going to Thailand with Ada. Yeah. Because like married blokes do, they go home and tell their missus all the stories I tell them. Yeah. And they've obviously fucking done.
Not me. I didn't do anything. It was all him.
So how are they ever going to get a trip to fucking Thailand with Ada? It's never going to happen. So Bali it was anyway.
Well, they buried themselves doing that, didn't they?
Yeah. But I'm back now. So here we are.
And I've been waiting for you to come back because we've had...
Oh, you missed me, have you?
Yeah, well, I missed you because of the fact that we've had a few emails come through with stories now.
I've noticed,
I've been busting for you to get back so we can read these stories because we don't want people to think that we're not wanting to read their stories or anything. We've got them. Anyway, because the last one we did together... we read a couple of stories and a few more came in after that and we haven't had a chance to really read them. I didn't want to read all these stories on my own. Yeah. Because I think it's just more fun that we have a chat about it as we go through it.
We have been a bit slack lately. Not slack, but because you were sick for a while.
I had the flu for... Yeah. Oh, I don't know. The flu and then I had a chest infection. I've just been, and even on my last episode, I had to edit it heavily because I was coughing my guts up so many times. I had to keep cutting it out because I just thought no one wants to hear me coughing. And so... it was pretty, I had a couple of times, whether they heard it or not, I don't know, but my voice was a bit iffy on the day.
Yeah,
but
so between that and my trip to Bali, we have
been.
Because in the wake of our recording with Leon, we're actually going to tee up another chat with a guy who owned a supplement store, I think, in Pattaya. Yeah. So we got to tee that up, but we sort of were in talks with him before you got sick and I went to Bali. And
that's right.
So we've got to tee that up again. He's keen to come in and have a chat.
That's right. We've got to get back onto that again.
We've got to tee that up. So that'll be interesting. He'll talk about what it's like to run a business. He knows a lot about Pattaya. I think he knows a lot about, I won't say the seedy side of it, but he'll have a lot of stories from.
Yeah, he's got stories similar to Leon. Just different.
Yeah. Well, I think he has. Yeah,
I think he's got more, actually, to be honest. Yeah.
So he'll be really good to chat to. But yeah, that probably will be in a few episodes' time. So we're chugging along. We've got some.
Yeah.
We're getting the content. We've got content, which is good.
So I'm going to say Fat Kyle has probably been the most patient because he sent it to us beginning of August.
Yeah. Sorry, Fat Kyle. We've been.
I
busy,
don't.
mate.
I don't want anyone to think that we've ignored them. It's just been shit.
We've noticed we've lost a few subs in the last.
Yeah, I know. We've had a few people have.
Sorry, guys.
Jumped off.
That's
all right.
What's the line in the John Lennon song? Life's what happens when you're busy making other plans.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's what's happened. We've just had other shit happening, and life's got in the way of it. But we're back.
We're back, and then we're going to start with
consistent.
Yeah, we're going to start with Fat Kyle. He's got 2 stories. We'll read the first one to see how we go because
Kyle's a dirty fucker. He's a dirty fucker. Good on him.
There's a lot of detail in his stories, which is great. So we're looking forward to reading them.
Probably not my choice of lifestyle, but he sounds like he's had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like to me he has too. And he's gone. I'll start off with the first part. He goes, "Hey guys, love your podcast. I think you're doing a great job. Keep going. I heard you're desperate for some stories, so here you go. This all happened to me on the last trip in Thailand pre-COVID." Yeah. So that's fine. I think now my understanding is the first story is called Double Trouble.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll start off with that, and I'll let you kick it off.
Well, can we go on to the second story? Because by the time we go down, we might forget to mention the name of the second story. So there's 2 stories. The first one's Double Trouble, and the other one is
Shit's on my bed.
I haven't looked at, I'll be honest, I haven't.
So do you want to read that one first?
No. We'll just name the 2 stories in case we forget.
Remind ourselves. Okay,
but
so there's Double Trouble and Shit's on my bed.
I haven't read through them word for word. I've just scrolled through them, but I don't.
I've read them and they're funny.
Yeah.
So,
okay. All right. Here we go. Well, you want me to kick it off?
You kick it off, and I'll when you're ready, I'll take over.
So Kyle says, on my last trip, I was walking midday past Soy 61. Anyone know Soy 61? It's not quite Soy 6. With some dirty deeds on my mind. I heard about this alley a lot, and I've seen a few videos about it. Seems like exciting experience being hunted by Amazon ladyboys. As I was walking, there was a group of few unattractive ladyboys that sat with the motorbike drivers, and all of them were sharing a bottle of Sanxon. They didn't even seem to notice my presence, and I was a bit disappointed that none of them called me sexy man and tried to convince me to go with them to their room.
I kept walking and there wasn't any more ladyboys there. I reached the end of the soy. I walked from Second Road to Beach Road, and I thought about going back to my room or going to some bars in Soy Bacau, but that thought was quickly gone because I'm not a quitter and I'm going to have a Soy 6.1 dirty memories as all the others that walk this path before me. So I decided to turn around and walk all the way back to the group of the ladyboys I saw before at the side of the alley and tell them I wanted to be harassed and that they are really giving Soy 6 a bad reputation of a peaceful and safe soy.
As I was walking and thinking to myself what exactly I'm going to say to them, I was still very far from them. I heard the magic words, "Sexy man." I looked around and saw nobody. I was taking another step or two, and a long hand came out of one of the building's entrance, was grabbing my arm and reassuring my sexiness again. I stopped, turned her way, and so a typical Soy 6'1" ladyboy, not beautiful, not ugly, pretty skinny, with long dark hair, surprisingly not Amazonian, with cheap-looking makeup and even cheaper-looking tits.
Oh, no.
Exactly what I hoped for. Asked for details, 800 baht for her, 300 baht for room. She can come big and horny. You want me to keep going, yeah?
Yeah, keep going on.
Negotiated for 1,000 baht for everything, and we went inside the bar. She talked with the cashier for a second, and we went upstairs. The room was at the top floor, very small and smelly. I went in for a shower. She tried to convince me that I smell good and that there is no need for aircon and that a fan is enough. I finished shower and told her that she needed to have a shower also, and I turned on the aircon. When she came out of the shower, I was laying in bed. She stood in front of the bed and took the towel off. The tiniest cock I've ever seen in my life was staring at me between her legs. With her balls, it looked like 3 cherry tomatoes.
3?
Yes, very big. Ha ha ha.
Well, I'm already here and I'm not a quitter, so I told her to come sit next to me as we began kissing and touching, and one of the cherry tomato doubled in size. Still very small. She asked me if I'm okay. I told her yes, but she didn't believe me. She asked me if I want big also, and that she can call a friend for another 800 baht. I accepted. She stuck her head out the window and yelled something in the direction of a non-attractive ladyboy and went back to the bed, and we continued where we stopped. A few minutes later, a ladyboy that I hadn't seen before walked in the room and straight to the shower. She was very tall, shoulder-length hair. She had some extra weight on her, but I just saw her from behind. When she finished shower, she went straight to the bed, threw the towel she had on her waist on the floor. Before I even got a chance to assess her package, she sat on my chest and shoved it in my mouth. It was big, and it was getting bigger every second. While she was fucking my face, the other one started to try making me come as quickly as possible by sucking and jerking it like her life depends on it. Life depended on me coming. Luckily, I know how to control myself sometimes.
That was really weird the way you said life depended on me coming.
I'm trying to read it because I saw that. I didn't know if there was a full stop or a comma. I'm like, keep going. You go.
Okay. When that one was fucking my face got to her full erected form, you made me read this. You knew this was coming.
What I know?
When the one that was fucking my face got to her fully erected form, it was hard for me to breathe. She was heavy on my chest and she tried to choke me with her cock. She liked to see me gasping for air, and she blocked my nose. Blocked my nose a few times so I would gasp for air even more. She wanted me to maintain eye contact with her. Every time I closed my eyes or just looked towards her pelvis, she slapped me. Not too hard, but enough so I know who was in charge of the situation. I liked it. When I was already getting ready to come, she finally took her dick out of my mouth, jerked it for a few moments and shot her load on my face and switched places with the other ladyboy. So now she was sucking me and the tiny dick one was jerking herself in my face. She asked me if she could also come on my face. I agreed. Then she blasted a very nice load on my face. I guess those cherry tomatoes were pretty juicy. I was ready to come too, and I didn't bother to tell the one that was sucking me and just came in her mouth. She sucked me dry, came near my cum-covered face and smiled and spit all my cum on my face also.
We all laughed. I washed my face, gave them 500 baht tip to each, and went back to my room for a shower. Now I have a soy 6-1 experience too, like the other non-puffs in this forum. That evening, I finally got a message on TF from a ladyboy that I was trying to contact for a few days already. Her name was Poi Pai, something like that. Even I said it that way too. I'm not sure if she was Thai or from Laos. She worked on soy 13-1, relatively short blonde hair, very pale skin, 175 to 180 centimeters, very feminine face, had huge colourful Japanese-style tattoo on her back. She did some porn, but I know that sometime before COVID she met a Farang boyfriend and she disappeared from the scene completely. Anyway, we chatted a bit, agreed on a price of 2,000 baht for ST, but she was fucking hot, so I didn't mind paying that. 20 minutes later, she was at the reception. I went down to greet her and she gave her documents to the receptionist. I remember looking at her while she gave him the documents and thought to myself, she is the prettiest person I've ever seen. She really looked like an angel. Went to the room, she went to the toilet and then the shower and had a shower. She came to the bed naked, very nice body, average Thai Lao size cock, small cute ass. After my previous session at Soy 6-1, I wanted to be in charge of the situation.
So some kissing and fooling around. It got hard very quickly. I turned her on her stomach. She lifted her ass just enough for it to be comfortable for me. I squirted KY on her ass and started ramming her. At first, I think she didn't like it too much as she didn't stop saying it hurt for 2 to 3 minutes. Jeb, jeb. Mm-hmm. But after that, she got in the rhythm and it was great. We changed some positions, and when I was fucking her missionary, she came a small load and I was really close too. I took my cock out of her ass and immediately she sprayed all over my bed. A mixture of diarrhea and blood got some on my cock and legs also. I was still wearing a condom, thank God. She was very embarrassed, went straight to the toilet, I guess to keep emptying her guts. I went to the shower all the time. I kept telling her, it's okay, while uncontrollably laughing. When I finished cleaning myself, she was already removing the sheets off the bed and I'm tipping this is the shit on the bed story.
No, second story still to come.
Is it?
Just below it, have a look.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'll keep reading. Sorry. When I finished cleaning myself, she was already moving the sheets off the bed and trying to clean them in the sink. I told her she don't have to worry about it, and the hotel will clean it. She really tried her best, but the stains was very hard to remove. I saw the desperation in her eyes. Took all the sheets from her and put it outside my door and told her to go clean herself. When she was showering, I joined her. She gave me an okay blowjob. I came in her mouth and she swallowed it. When she was about to leave, I gave her 2,000 baht. She refused to take it. She said, now hotel will charge me for cleaning the sheets. I insisted on her taking the money and she agreed only to take 1,000 baht. When I went to reception with her to get her documents, she was still the same beautiful angel I saw before she shat over my bed. We parted. I was going to eat something in the sailor bar, not before I told the receptionist that I had a little accident. When I came back to the hotel that night, my room was flawless and they didn't charge me anything. Oh, there it is. Second story.
Second story, yeah.
Oh, so the
first one was double trouble because that was the first part of the story that he said, which was the two lady boys, right?
Yeah.
And then he obviously finished off with this.
Yeah,
bird.
gotcha. Yeah, that was.
But now he's got his second story.
Yeah, which is called, what's he called it? The clown, the witch doctor, and the audacity of that bitch.
Oh, right. So the first story was called Double Trouble and Shit on the Bed.
Yeah,
that was the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the two stories.
No, that's
right.
Why. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the second story now.
Yeah.
It's called The Clown, the Witch Doctor, and the Audacity of the Bitch. Okay, that's a better heading. All right. Later that week, I received a call from a friend from my country. He heard that I was in Pattaya and wanted to meet me there so I could show him around the city. He told me that he will make an excuse for his wife that I'm in some trouble and that he must get to Pattaya as soon as possible in order to get me out of trouble.
That's awesome.
I love it. I love it already. I don't really like him.
That's all right.
He's the kind of monger that he always makes everyone feel uncomfortable around him. He's very cheap. He thinks that he is better than all the girls he take. He's the kind of guy that when he's drunk, he always gets in trouble. But he is also a fucking coward that when the trouble he caused starts to get serious, he always vanishes.
Yeah, I can see why you don't like him.
I don't really like him. I get that point. Once I have been to Romania with him and I had to free him from a group of angry gypsies after he tried to kiss a 14-year-old female that sold roses in the street. And when they started brawling with me, he ran away. I found him an hour later outside a strip club fighting the security guard that kicked him out a few minutes ago for being too drunk and disrespectful for the dancers. So this time I just smacked him, took 100 euros out of his wallet and gave it to the guard as an apology. He told me that this time he would behave and I agreed to meet with him for 1 or 2 nights. Yeah, I know, I'm fucking dumb.
Anyway, he bought a same-day ticket to Thailand and 17 hours later he was in Pattaya already. He declared himself as an alpha male, super straight and that won't even jerk off because he don't need to. I wrote above, a clown. Yeah, fucking oath. Yeah. I met him near Central Festival and asked him what kind of experience he is looking for. He told me that I should take him to the most monger-friendly place in the city. So obviously I took him to Soy 6, of course. He went in every goddamn bar on the street, waited until some lady will come sit with him and ask what is the cheapest drink he can get there and started haggling. Then he tried to finger the lady that was sitting next to him in a beach bar without even ordering them lady drinks first. After 2 or 3 hours, I just told him that I'm going to buy something.
After 2 or 3 bars.
Oh, bars, sorry. After 2 or 3 bars, I just told him that, well, it's probably about 2 or 3 hours anyway.
In our way, yeah.
Told him that I'm going to buy something and vanished. He called me an hour later to come pick him up, and he already had a black eye.
Oh, you're joking, jeez. I took him for a stroll on the beach road. I think he kissed 100 girls and asked them how much until we reached Walking Street. I was already very tired of him and told him to choose already a girl to take to his room. I gave him 30 minutes ultimatum. After 25 minutes later, an Amazonian ladyboy grabbed his arm and tried to convince him to take her. I tried to explain to him that she was a ladyboy to avoid him fighting with her when they reached the room, and she takes out her lady handle and tried to stick it in his mouth.
I've never heard that, lady handle. I love it. That's good.
He didn't believe me, and the ladyboy started shouting at me to go away and that she is not a ladyboy, she is a lady. Radham's apple was almost as big as her head. She then she grabbed his hand and sticked it in her underwear to prove to him she was a lady. He shouted, "She is a lady." I tried to explain to him that she is definitely a lady boy and that it is possible she has just had a surgery to turn her cock into a vagina. But he didn't listen to me. To be honest, I didn't give a fuck anymore. And I was very happy to see them walking towards the beach road to get a motorbike taxi to his hotel.
Oh. After they left, I was pretty tired and went to a random bar for a drink or two. The last thing I remember is I was feeling dizzy and weird. I woke approximately 5 hours later in my hotel room screaming bloody fucking murder, while a kind of average-looking ladyboy with no bolt-ons lying next to me and wiping my forehead and trying to calm me down. A few minutes later, I was coming to my senses and realising I never saw her before and asked her, "Who is she? How did she get in my room? And how did I get to my room?" She spoke pretty good English. She told me about 3 hours ago she saw me sleeping in my own puke next to the beach. She tried to ask me if I'm okay, but I wasn't very responsive. She told me that my eyes were rolled to the back of my head and she think I was drugged. She told me she felt obligated to stay with me and she didn't want to call the police because it will get her in trouble. Then after a few minutes, I was a little bit more responsive, and this sounds all too familiar, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Bangkok all over again.
Then after a few minutes, I was a little bit more responsive and she asked me what hotel I stayed at and I told her Soy 8 and then I showed her the hotel card in my pocket.
Lucky. That's one of our dues.
Yeah. Go.
Oh, she told me she took me on a motorbike taxi to my hotel and helped me to my room. She was also telling me that when we reached the room, I wasn't responsive anymore, but she decided to stay without my permission in order to make sure I was okay. I was shocked to hear all that. The first thing I did to look at my wallet. It was in my pants on the floor near the bed, and I was missing a few hundred bahts, but nothing more than that. Second thing I did, I went down to the receptionist to confirm the story. He told me a few hours before a ladyboy brought me very drunk to the hotel. It wasn't very weird because I was already bringing ladyboys to my room. She took her documents and gave her the keys to the room. He told me after 1 hour she went down asking for some medication and new towels. He asked her if I'm okay. She told him I was sleeping and that she is feeling a little bit better, bit of a headache and need a medicine. After the story is confirmed, went back to my room and the ladyboy was getting ready to leave. I asked her what happened and she told me she is a ladyboy and maybe I don't like ladyboys and that's okay. If I can just give her 200 to 300 baht for helping me, she'll be very happy. I reached my wallet, took out 2,000 baht and came here to give it to her. She was smiling, but I held the money tight when she reached for it and I didn't let go. I pulled her next to me and kissed her on the cheek, still holding her arm. I told her she can leave if she want, but I do like ladyboys and that the 2,000 baht I gave her is that a small thank you. Put my hand on her crotch. Then she laughed and I asked her why she's laughing. She told me the receptionist told her I always bring ladyboys. We kissed. I went for a shower and after I sucked her average size, then fucked her, she came on her stomach. She looked shocked when I slurped it up and swallowed. Then I came on her face. We exchanged numbers and parted.
I went again to Sailor Bar to eat because I can't survive only on ladyboy cum. I called the clown to ask how was his night. He told me he now have a second black eye and that she was a post-op ladyboy and he is not gay. So he told her to leave. Sorry.
Oh, to leave.
And she punched him and didn't leave him until he gave her 3,000 baht. I laughed, told him he's an arsehole and that I'm busy tonight and hang up. I was still feeling under the weather, so after half Kalpad seafood, I went back to the room for a sleep. I won't tell you the name of the witch doctor ladyboy who saved me that night. 16 hours later, I woke up feeling grateful for my luck. I decided to call her, but it seems she gave me the wrong number, that old chestnut.
Oh, there you go.
And I didn't ask her for her line ID for some reason.
I decided to look for her in the beach road, but no success. I think I walked back and forth about 3 hours looking for her, and then I stopped near where Hooters used to be and sat on the pavement with a bottle of Coke and smoked a cigarette. An ugly-faced, amazing-bodied GG streetwalker approached me and asked me for a cigarette and sat down next to me. We talked for a while and she told me that her brother is working as a farmer in my origin country and that she wants to visit someday. She complained about her not finding a customer for a few days already. About that, she knows she is ugly and that's why it's very hard for her to find customers. I'm not a white knight, so after 20 minutes I said my goodbyes and went on my way. 30 seconds later I hear shouting all around me and see all the walkers running towards the soys. Police raid. 10 seconds later, the GG I was talking with her bag, with her before, grabbed my arm and started begging me. I take her to my room, and she don't want to be arrested again. Again, I'm not a white knight, but how can I turn down a freebie? 20 minutes later, we're in my room after I bought... 20 minutes later, we are in my room after I bought us something to eat. She went to the shower, didn't close to see through the shower curtain. She had a killer body. She was in her 30s, long legs, nice round butt, medium-sized little perky tits, best body I've seen for years. If God wasn't a cruel God, she could have been a supermodel, but sometimes he is cruel, so he gave her this... He gave this one a face of deformed buffalo. We ate at the balcony. She didn't want to drink Jägermeister and Red Bull with me. I should have kicked her out of them at that moment. Just water. After the meal and a few cigarettes, we went outside the room, straight to the bed. Never in my life had I such a sexual chemistry with a person. When we fooled around, everything felt like we are becoming one body. We had the same energy when kissing. Her pussy smelled and tasted like flowers every time. I just was near her. My dick slipped automatically inside her. No effort at all. Like our bodies were made for each other.
Of course, I wore a condom the whole time, but when I was close to come, she wanted to change positions to missionary with her legs up in the air as high as possible. She guided me inside her, and I fucked her until I came. When I took my dick out of her, my jaw fell to the floor. The condom broke. Hey, I've been there. I told her what happened, and the bitch, that's where the bitch comes from, told me it didn't break. When she guided me inside her, she tore it up on purpose because she wanted me to impregnate her. Wow. I started yelling like a crazy man about that. It's not her choice, and that I don't know if she's carrying any diseases. And she told me that she don't know, but because of the sexual chemistry we had, she decided she wanted me to make her pregnant. I was shook. I was getting very aggressive, and I felt like she's getting a bit scared. I didn't want any problem with her, so I just gave her some money and kicked her out. I went to a clinic first thing in the morning to check up and prep up. The audacity of the bitch.
Yeah, she did that on purpose.
Yeah, that's...
Like for me, things just happened.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They come off while they're inside. There's no control over that. It wasn't ripped or torn or broken.
Yeah.
That's a nasty thing to do to somebody.
Yeah. Well, that was a good email. That was good. I like that.
Very, very good. Thank you. Oh, God, now I've got to remember his name. It was Fat something. I've got to go all the way back. Fat Kyle. I've got to go back right to the back of the... It's a very long email, Kyle. There's a lot of work in that. That would have taken him ages to write all that up.
That was funny.
So that was very good.
I'm just trying to work out. I don't think English is his first language.
In parts, it's really... there are a couple of words here and there which he's...
If not, he's done really well, yeah.
Yeah.
So just because when he says back in my country, like, you know, and he goes to Romania, so I'm assuming he's somewhere from Eastern Europe.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Around that way, yeah. So, yeah, but he's...
But your mate's a dickhead.
His mate's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, your mate is an absolute dickhead, Fat Kyle.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he ended up with 2 black eyes. Just deserved. Just deserved.
Yeah. That like I said at the start, not my choice of lifestyle, Kyle, but I love those kind of stories. That's what Paddy is all about, mate.
That's what I was going to say. This is what Patay is all about.
You be you.
You be you and enjoy yourself as much as you want and come back with some stories.
We've got some stories like that. That's the best thing to come out of
gold.
it. Yeah.
I like the part where he says about the poof. What did he say? I can't remember what he said. It's something about just like all the other poofs.
Yeah, in the
all the other non-poofs or something. Absolute classic. Here you go. Now I have a soy one experience too, like the other non-poofs in this forum. Well done, Kyle.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you. That was a really good one.
Very good.
I enjoyed reading that.
Yeah, I did. Funny. That was funny. So that's awesome. So I know we've got a few more, but I think that's a fairly decent story for people to listen to.
Yeah.
Thank you for that content. That's really good. We do have some more. But we'll break them up. We don't want to.
Yeah, we don't want to bore you.
We wouldn't bore them. Well, I'm sure they're not going to get bored, but it's just it gets too long then.
Yeah, I think a long story like that needs its own
story,
episode.
Own episode. Sorry, yeah, I agree with that.
That's good.
So there you go. Yeah.
Before we sign off, I do want to say back to my trip to Bali. Day one, we get there and we went to a bar, and over there they drink fucking bintang, you know. And I was like, I got to drink that.
No San Miguel.
I got to drink that shit for 10 days, you know, like fuck.
So they did not have any other kind of...
Anyway, so...
Oh, okay.
we go to the bar and we roll in and they hand us like a drinks menu and the boys just like, oh, yeah, bintang. So I've opened the drinks menu and like, blah, like it was,
You had your moment.
it shone out of the drinks menu.
San Miguel.
Light.
Oh.
I was like, now I'm happy. Now I can put up with 10 days in Bali because I got my San Miguel Light. And I got a couple of other boys on it too. I go, hey, try it. You can drink this shit all day. You don't feel bloated. You don't feel sick. And yeah, they were drinking. They're like, first sip, it's like, oh, this is really easy to drink. Absolutely.
That's right. It's a nice drink.
Yeah.
Manao.
Manao, with Manao.
Manao,
I didn't
yeah.
ask for Manao.
You didn't?
I just asked for lime because, Manao's Thai and they speak Indonesian.
No, but I mean, you got lime.
Yeah, I got lime,
No.
yeah.
I mean, you got to have it Manao, like in
Yeah.
other words, with a lemon or a lime. Lime, obviously, I think is better.
Yeah.
Whatever reason, we don't do lime much here. A lot of the places do lemon.
But I think the reason you get lime a lot in Thailand is because they use that a lot in their cooking too. They
I
don't use
guess
lemon
so.
much.
No.
So for them, as far as citrus goes, a citrusy, like a tangy citrus would be
Lime.
They prefer lime than lemon.
Yeah. I'm with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like the lime as well. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I think that's it for that episode. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yep.
We'll have some more stories coming up soon.
And
I know we keep talking about it. We just need to organise ourselves a bit about starting that YouTube channel.
Yeah. Oh, look, like we said, last month has probably been a little bit up and down for us. We've been busy and sick and shit like that. So
I mean, I keep getting criticised when I was sick with the flu. People kept telling me it was the man flu. I'm thinking, it was a freaking flu.
Yeah.
There's no man flu.
Yeah.
It was a freaking flu.
Yeah.
And I was in bed for about 5 days.
Yeah, I
straight.
remember I rang you one day.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Are we going to do a recording?
And I was, it was really bad.
Fuck.
Really bad.
Yeah, that's right.
So anyway. All right. Well, I'll let you sign off. And as you always say,
I was gonna say, as Kyle just proved, love's just a bar stool away.
Take care, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.